Do you not yet have faith? Jesus asked the apostles, the disciples in the boat, do you not yet have faith? And I suppose he could ask us the same question. Do you not yet have faith? What is faith? There are a few different ways to define faith, but we had the definition from Hebrews chapter 1 in the first reading today. This is from Hebrews chapter 11, verses 1 and 2, quoting, faith is the realization of what is hoped for and evidence of things not seen. So what is faith? This is one definition, okay? And it's a beautiful definition. It's the biblical definition here. Faith is the realization of what is hoped for and evidence of things not seen. So what are you hoping for? Faith is the realization of what we hope for. It is evidence. Our faith is evidence of what we don't see. We're hoping for something and we're anticipating seeing something, and faith is the realization of that for which we hope and evidence of that which we don't yet see. And so we are pilgrims, aren't we? Like Abraham. By faith, Abraham obeyed when he was called out of his home, if you will, and was go to a place he didn't know where he was even going. And on this journey, he had faith. So he gets to the promised land. Guess what? Still doesn't feel like, hey, I got it all here. Because there's more. There's a city that he is a pilgrim traveling to. All these died in faith. They saw and greeted from afar. They acknowledged themselves to be strangers and aliens on earth. You ever feel like an alien? Ever feel like I'm not sure I belong here? We're supposed to feel that way. We are supposed to. We are on a journey of faith. Faith is a realization of what we hope for. It's evidence of things we don't yet see. And what is the object of our faith? Now, again, this definition is one way. You know, I can talk about faith being a gift of God. Faith is a human act. Faith is given to us, and our intellect has to assent by our will, moved by grace. I'm paraphrasing Thomas Aquinas, whose saint day is today. So there is a proposition presented to our intellect. By our will, we choose, moved by grace, to believe. And that's an act of faith. And what do we have faith in? The resurrection of Jesus? That God created all that is? That Jesus will raise us from the dead? That this life is a pilgrim journey and that we're not going to see everything fulfilled here and now, even though we want to? We want it to all be well. We want it to all work out. We want the good guy to win, right? And we don't always see that, do we? And so we throw up our hands and say, must not be true. Or do we say, faith is the realization of what is hoped for and evidence of things not seen? So the apostles are in a boat. And I've told this story, and this gospel comes up a couple, 2 or 3 times during the year. Life is the boat. And the storms are part of life. And frankly, sometimes the boat sinks. Do we have faith? Do we have faith? Abraham reasoned that God was able to raise even from the dead. Jesus asked this question, very pointed, very, very sharp point on this question, and we should feel it poke us. Do you not yet have faith? The world's a mess. The church is a mess. Maybe my life is a mess. Where are you, God? I feel a storm coming. I'm in the midst of a storm. My boat is sinking. Do you not yet have faith? What is faith? The realization of what is hoped for, evidence of things not seen. Lord, increase my faith. Anybody here ever prayed that? I've taught that prayer 100 times from this pulpit. Lord, increase my faith. Lord, increase our faith. St. Thomas Aquinas, the angelic doctor, a great student of theology, still kind of the foundational of Catholic theology and philosophy that is taught, or should be anyway. Thomas Aquinas is a great man of faith, and we ask for his intercession today that we would be men and women of faith.